Greetings, everybody, from the dank basement. I'm Paul Shellbetter, your Uncle Squinty. It's time for another episode of Pinch, which is Squinty. Today, I'm going to be taking a pinch of the Mullins and Wesley Particular. I like this. I don't think it may be worth the price per gram. It's more expensive than anything else, I think, produced by Wilsons of Shero. But let's give this a shot. Delicious. Pinch, which is Squinty. Yeah, it's an SP, effectively. Very pleasant. Very, very pleasant. A little itchy in the nose. I hope I've got a handkerchief here somewhere. Oh no, maybe I do not. Yes, well, I've got a Disposo hanky here. I was going to talk a little bit about legal cannabis in the state of Minnesota. It would be pretty easy to say, honestly, that Minnesota is the original nanny state. The politicians seem to believe that Minnesotans are not mature enough to handle being given various freedoms and so on. Back in the day, post-Prohibition, remember, Prohibition in this country lasted from about 1919 until the year 1932. So for 13 years, there was no booze in this country other than altar wine for the Roman Catholics, Jews, and other groups that had religious exemptions for the use of wine. But alcohol was completely illegal. You couldn't even buy beer. Well, after Prohibition, some of those sentiments still remained in the state of Minnesota, and so they authorized the production of something called 3-2 beer. Now, 3-2 beer is 3.2% alcohol by volume, or ABV. It is about 1% to 1.5% lower than beer that could only be sold at liquor stores or in bars, taverns. As a matter of fact, there were even beer bars or beer taverns that had a limit of a 3.2% beer alcohol by volume. Well, it appears now that Minnesota has done the same thing with cannabis. I cannot show you the products because I think that's a violation of YouTube protocols or something, but I went out yesterday with a friend and we went to a vape shop here in my little town, and it was purported to sell the THC gummies and THC drinks and so on. And I was, of course, extremely excited about that because, see, the thing of it is that I do use cannabis medically. I use it for my eyes. But the legislature, under pressure from, I'm sure, the various doctors' associations, did not include my eye condition in that list of approved ailments that THC can be used to treat. Even though I've got the expert opinion of perhaps the #1 retina specialist in the world telling me that THC helps my retinas. But, you know, politicians made the rules, not doctors, apparently. And so that's one problem I have. And it's a pretty big problem. But the other problem is for me to get to one of the few legal dispensaries we have here in Minnesota. I don't drive. I can't get to them. And friends of mine who are using legal medical cannabis report that they are paying on average $920 a month to treat themselves. Look, I can buy a 1/4 ounce bag of weed for $120, which means that if I break the law, I am treating my eyes for about $360 a month, not $920. And that, you know, my local dealer will happily meet me someplace close to my home to sell me the weed. I don't have to drive. But I don't like breaking the law. Just in general, I try to be law-abiding, and I was really hopeful when I heard, yeah, you can get legal gummies now. You can get legal drinks that have THC in them. So I went down to this vape shop with the help of a friend, because frankly, it's not close enough for me to walk to even here in this little town. And I go into this little tiny vape shop, and they have almost nothing in stock in this little store. They've got a few vapes, a few vape liquids, coils, cartomizers, crap like that. And I asked about the THC gummies, and she goes, yes, we have them. And they're 5 milligrams. 5 milligrams. It's about the lowest dose you can get. And then I said, well, what about the THC infused drinks? And she said, oh, yeah, we've got a brand called Sundog, and 12-ounce cans, 5% THC per can. 5 milligrams THC per can, and they're $6 per can. The gummies were $22 for 10 5 milligram gummies. In other words, it's the THC equivalent of 3-2 beer. Not really enough to get you a buzz, but enough where you can say that you're consuming cannabis legally, but without a lot of effect. Now, full disclosure, I did drink one of those THC drinks last night, 5 milligrams, and I ate a gummy, another 5 milligrams. It didn't give me a buzz, but it did help me sleep. All right, so that's the status. I wonder when, now that the Democrats did much better in the election than anyone thought they would. I mean, even the Democrats before the elections were sort of conceding defeat. And lo and behold, we've got a recent victim of a serious stroke who, because he's in favor of abortion, took the state of Pennsylvania. No other reason. No other reason. His qualifications are incredibly limited. He once held a black man at the point of a shotgun, a black jogger in his neighborhood, because that guy did not belong in his neighborhood, and people just forget about stuff like that. But the Democrats did pretty well, so it's hoped that maybe we will get a national legalization of cannabis. If that happens, then things will improve as far as the quality of the products we can get. And I won't have to go to a doctor, pay $120 for a consult in order to get the marijuana card, and then be limited to purchasing the legal marijuana at one, I think, of 5 dispensaries in the state. It turns out this little vape shop also sells much higher potency THC vapes, but again, you would have to have that medical card, and that means a trip up to Minneapolis, and I don't know. Is it worth it to continue breaking the law? Well, in the state of Minnesota, possession of a quantity of cannabis up to 30 grams, which is just a little bit better than an ounce, up to 30 grams, it is a $3,000 fine and 300 days in jail. So, don't know if it's worth it or not. But although I don't know seriously if anybody is being prosecuted anymore, but you know, I don't want to break the law, but what am I going to do? I want to treat my eyes, and I don't want to have to spend 3 times more to do it legally when I can do it legally or illegally for much less money. Now, of course, this is simulated. This flavor is called Zero Gravity. You can look it up online for simulated cannabis. Note I'm not inhaling. Yes, I'm like Bill Clinton. I did not inhale. The reason for that is that the THC concentration in available cannabis has increased radically in the 50 years since I started smoking cannabis. And I don't think there is a need to inhale anymore. I think you can get the benefits of it just by smoking it as if I was smoking a pipe or a cigar, but that's just me. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to do another quick pinch here. I accidentally switched from the particular to the keen scented. So now my nose is wide open. Another apple seed size pinch. Cheers. And there we have it. From the dank basement, pinching Witcha Squinty. Don't forget, tomorrow night's the big drawing. I'm so excited. No, I really am. I love giving away free stuff. It's in my nature. So if you've entered the contest, lucky you. Not a lot of competition. I don't know. I didn't get as many entries as I would have hoped, considering the quality, variety, and number of prizes I'm giving. But if you did enter, you got a really good chance to win. So be sure to tune in tomorrow night, Friday night, the 11th of November 2022. That's starting at about 7 o'clock U.S. Central Time. You will be getting information about who won the contest, with the exception of the United Kingdom. If you live in the British Isles, you will be able to watch the video probably at around 10 o'clock p.m. your time. You won't have to wait till what would be effectively 6 o'clock in the morning your time. So I'm going to try to do those, the entry for Great Britain early, but the rest of them I'll be doing the drawings right around 7 and posting 3 videos to this channel, one for each of the prize categories. If you live in the 48 contiguous United States, the drawing for the snuff prizes will be last, and the Great Britain prizes, British Isle prizes, will be first. And all the rest of you, that will be the second video I post. That's the plan. So be sure to tune in tomorrow night. Have a wonderful Thursday. God bless you. And thanks for pinching Witcha Squinty. Up yours.